I've been swimming with masters for, this is my second year now, my second time participating in provincials. And I was really excited about participating this year for a few reasons. One is simply because I love the camaraderie. It's a blast doing something like that together and pushing yourself to your limits, seeing what you can achieve. And another reason why I was excited about going is because I was going to be trying some races I had not tried before. This is the first year I've actually been able to swim a full lap of butterfly, and this is the first time in provincials that I was actually swimming 2 laps of butterfly. I did it earlier in the year in another race, so I was swimming a 50 butterfly in this provincials. I was also trying an IM for the first time at provincials, which is swimming 1 of every lap, and then I was really going to challenge myself by doing a 200 IM, which is 2 lengths of every lap. So I was excited about trying those. Now, something that I had a little bit of fear with, which was interesting. It's interesting when fears come up, and they come up in sometimes very surprising ways. So I had a fear that came up because I was swimming 200 free as well this year, and it's 8 laps. I did it last year, and I had an amazing time last year. My time was 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I had a fear of not being able to meet or beat that time this year. And I know I was in a different place. Physically, I'm more fit than I was even last year. Yet mentally and emotionally, with everything that's been going through my life lately, I was mentally and emotionally drained. And I really didn't think I had it in me to be able to make that time. But I didn't want to let myself down. Isn't that funny? I didn't want to let myself down. If I could achieve that last year, then if I don't achieve it this year, was my mindset, then I'm not successful within provincials this year. That's where my mindset was going, and I was really trying to work through that. I was even trying to create a strategy for myself, because the 200 free and the 200 IM, which was the new challenge for me today, were taking place on the same day. On Sunday, so the last day of the meet, after already having 2 days of swimming and having some tired muscles, some mental and emotional exhaustion. So I had all that going on, and I was trying to think of a strategy. Do I not give it my all for the 200 because I don't think I can be as fast as last year anyways, and just save all my energy for the 200 IM? That's the kind of thing that was going through my head. In the end, I decided that I was just going to give it my all for both races. Now, on the morning of those races, I jumped in for a warm-up. And there was only a few people swimming at the time, so I jumped in. There was a couple men in my lane. I was swimming, and it started getting busier and busier, and I started getting really bashed around. I was pushed into the lane ropes, and my foot smacked on the lane ropes. It was bruised. My arm got smacked into the lane rope. Someone else scratched me. I was feeling like I was getting battered and thrown around in this pool. My warm-up was not fun. So I stopped to take a breather, and I looked around, and I noticed they were all men in my lane. All men. Not that that's a problem, but then I looked in the other lanes on my end of the pool. It was all men. And I looked at the other end of the pool, because it was a 50-meter pool. And at the other end of the pool, all the women were warming up. So I felt like I was in the absolute wrong place. No wonder I was getting battered around. And in that moment of that realization, I also felt a bit dumb. What are you doing here, Jackie? Didn't you notice that all the men happened to be warming up on the same side? But I also had a bit of relief realizing that if I just got up from where I was and went to the other end of the pool, I would have a much gentler and more enjoyable warm-up. So I had a little bit of mix of emotions going on in there. And so I got myself out of the pool with my bruises and scratches, and I started walking over to the other end. And when I got there, I saw 2 of my female teammates there. And I told them what happened. And then all of a sudden, these tears started welling up in my eyes and started coming down my cheeks. All the emotions, the fear about these 2 races that were coming up, plus the warm-up and being in the wrong place and feeling dumb with that, it just all started coming out of me. And they gave me hugs. It was so nice. But it was, for one, I'm really grateful that my teammates were so there for me and not judging me. So that was amazing. Oh, I'm getting a bit teary-eyed now. So I was really grateful for that. And I went in and I finished the rest of my warm-up. It was a lot nicer. And I mentally prepared myself for the next 2 races I was going to do. And I basically just told myself, you know what? Just do the best that you can for today. Because every day you are in such a different place. And last year I was in a different place from where I am right now. And if I were to do provincials maybe 2 weeks from now, I would yet again be in a different place. So I need to be courageous and give all I can give to simply do the best that I can for where I'm at. And just for achieving, just for putting myself out there and not fearing failure, not worrying about what the results, just knowing I'm doing the best that I can is a success right there. And so I did my 200 free, and I still had a great time. It was 3 minutes and 36 seconds, which was great. I didn't get close to my 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Well, in swimming, seconds mean everything, but really in reality, it's still not a huge chunk of time extra it took me. So I was still proud of myself that I did the best that I could. I did the 200 I completed it. It's an exhausting race, especially with doing 50 fly, which is an exhausting stroke in itself, and then continuing and doing 3 more strokes, 2 laps of each. And so I completed that, and I was happy with my time, 3 minutes and 53 seconds with that one. So it was a wonderful experience, an emotional experience, but a real wonderful reminder that every moment we're always doing the best that we can. And we really have to look at what we deem to be successful. I think we always need to reanalyze ourselves in different situations as what truly should we consider to be a success, so you're not automatically creating a failure with maybe a definition that truly is not going to work for you. Later on, when I went for my cool down, I was swimming around, I stopped to take a breather, and I looked and I saw a bird flying in the pool area. He had somehow got in through a door or a window, and he was desperately trying to find a place out. And for me, it was a great analogy of where I had been feeling in my life, with a little bit of the emotional turmoil that was going on with me, with my career, with finances, with all that kind of stuff going on. And looking at that bird, I realized that, somehow he got into that place, but I felt like he was meant to be there. He was meant to be there for a reason. Maybe he was meant to be there to learn that lesson that just because a door is open doesn't necessarily mean it's for your highest good to walk through it. You always have to look within your heart. Is this going to be the best for me? But if you do walk through it, don't be hard on yourself, because maybe it was best for you to walk through it in the first place so you can have the learnings you need to learn, you needed to have. Such as the bird, maybe he'll learn that he shouldn't be going into buildings. Maybe he won't. Maybe it needs to happen to him a few times so he has that learning. So wherever I am in my life right now, wherever you are in your life right now, for some reason it's perfect. Maybe you're learning more about you and what your needs are. And maybe you're learning that maybe there's another choice in your life that would be a happier choice. Who knows what it is? But the trust, wherever you are right now, is the best place to be. And that door will open to get you into that different place, to let that bird out so it can be free again. Those situations will happen where you will move forward and it'll feel more comfortable, and you will even have more joy because you've had that learning and now you're in this new place. So it will happen, but I believe it's also about timing. So when the timing's right, and it's also important to have that awareness so you're ready to take that step when that opportunity comes your way. And sometimes you wouldn't have been ready for that step unless you went through what you're going through right now or what you just went through.